What's up, guys? Just getting this all set up. Let's see here. Go this way. Got the live chat up. Just getting things set up here. Really quick. Hi, Vicky. Do this. Takes a minute just to get everything situated. I'm going to be doing a giveaway. Hopefully it's not too loud or too quiet, but I'm going to do a book giveaway, actually. And I'll be talking about that here shortly. That's the book right there. So we'll talk about that in a little bit. My day's been good. Busy. Really busy. I was just waiting to get some more viewers. We'll just do some talking. Talk about a few things that's happened. There was a few screen shares that I was actually going to share. If I can find them here really quick. Don't know. I hate when there's so many things on my computer. And you got to try to find them. It's crazy. But I think they are right where? Oh, right there. Okay, so I'll minimize that for when I'm going to share it. Let's see, make sure it's still there. Okay. Yeah, I didn't think I'd get a lot of viewers just because the 4th of July weekend, people are busy doing this and doing that. I just wanted to talk about like a few things, crazy things that have happened recently to us. And we were going to talk about giving this book away. And I kind of wanted your input how I should actually go about doing the giveaway. I was just going to pick a lucky viewer tonight randomly by their input or answering a question or something. But, you know, I was also going to show you, you may have seen this. We got this on a recent outing. That measures 17 inches. I did share it on my Facebook page. 17 inches, and it's 7 at the front splay. The heel is about 5.5 inches. The distance from the heel to the flexation is about 8 inches. So, you know, it was a good find. I was just really happy to be able to get one. We actually seen, with the substrate, it's really hard, but we actually seen there was a couple of more where it had hit. The distance was like 59 inches, but it was really tight quarters between the small saplings. You know what I mean? I know it's 12 a.m. there. You need coffee. Yeah, it's only 7 o'clock here. But if you watched one of our recent videos, there was something I was going to screen share with you. So let's see if I can do that, because there's something I wanted to open this up. Hopefully you can see my screen. So this is from a few videos back. Okay. If you look at this photo, we were actually in the chair. I was in a chair. We were sitting in chairs in the woods, and I was really steady taking photos. I was, you know, I had my one arm braced on my knee, and I had my other hand kind of holding under the camera. I was, you know, really steady taking multiple shots, not moving rapidly. And these lights were actually captured. A lot of people might say, well, that's just from kind of moving the camera or something like that. But if you look at this tree, there's really no overexposure or blur or anything of the tree. It kind of stays in its true format here, and all these crazy lights going around it. I thought it was really intriguing that we caught this, and inevitably the next day I was watching something on History Channel, and they talk about the Higgs boson field, like it's this energy, or they call it the God particle or whatever it is, and they showed like a rendition of like the way the energy looks, which I shared in a recent video. I compared the two together. This is what we captured, and it's odd that, you know, we're capturing all these types of lights and crazy things in the woods. So like I said, I just wanted to share that, get your input on that, because it's kind of odd. I mean, even one of my friends, one of my researchers that, you know, I'll give him a camera, and he'll constantly, at certain areas, he's like, dude, I can't get a clear photo. He's like, I can kneel down, I can brace against a tree, and you're still getting this unreal blur. I don't really know what the reason is. I mean, you could have really high-tech equipment. It doesn't matter. It's just you continually get these blurs and these crazy lights and these images. And the more you talk about it, people talk about seeing orbs and all kinds of stuff. But these are just some of the things I was talking about today. And I wanted to share that again for new people. We just got this one maybe a week ago now. I went over the dimensions and sizes. What's your input on this? So I'm going to be giving this away to probably a lucky viewer today. I mean, I only got like 12 viewers right now. I figured there wouldn't be many on the holiday weekend. But I was going to have people pick a number between 1 and 100. Whoever gets the number would get the book. That was my situation. It's a $30 book, Grover Krantz. Basically, he's an anthropologist. You guys all know that. He speaks out, talks about many, 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 many things. And the reason I'm going to give this away is because I actually have another copy of this book. But I think it's a good read for many people. Let's see in the chat here. Yeah, Vicky, the tree in that photo was very clear. And the lights that were captured, it's really odd. Hey, how you doing, Smith? Hey, from Oregon. I have not figured. That's another reason I wanted to talk today, the flying camera situation. So I normally don't swear, get erratic or irate or anything like that. But it happened, and I actually went over the footage multiple times to make sure like I actually didn't hit the camera. And then as I was watching, and yeah, pick a number between 1 and 100, and if you hit the number, you will get the book. And I'll tell you who, or at least who's the closest to the number at the end of this broadcast here. But I made sure that I didn't hit the camera, and you could hear my voice kind of walk away from the situation. And you hear my footsteps, 1, 2, 3, 4, and it's like I hear a noise. So when I went over the footage, I was watching the camera that was stationary, the one that actually got thrown. And you could hear my steps go 1, 2, 3, and you hear me talking as I move off, and then the camera just from the side, it's hit. And when I turn around, I hear the noise, and the camera's totally flipped. That's in the new video we shared. I can't explain it. I have no idea. It's odd. It really is. A lot of people are, you know, oh, it's ghosts or poltergeists or it's Bigfoot or some type of energy had to do that. I mean, it's just a camera on a tripod doesn't do that by itself. You know, I try to debunk it like, okay, well, what if it just fell? Well, if it did that, it probably would have fell a different way, because the ground kind of like sloped to the left, kind of the way I walked. It kind of would have went that way. I don't think it would have flipped way over the log the way it did and ended up a few foot back. This book here, like I said, I'm giving it away today. Pick a number between 1 and 100. Whoever's closest or hits the number gets the book. I just have to keep sharing that because more viewers come on. Will I autograph the book? If you want that, I surely will. Something did touch the tripod. It sounds, as I walk away, I'm roughly about 4 foot away, and you can hear it in the end of the video that I shared, the God particle video, where it's like you can distinguish the two. I'm far enough away, and then it's hit. A friend of mine actually said they seen something in the video when I'm rolling on the Facebook Live, because I was doing both, and I tried to piece the two together in the video to show you from what the camera's seen, how it went, and then my live feed. But some of the ionization up in that area is kind of rough, and it plays havoc on your Facebook Live. So let's see. Back in May of 1990, I seen a Bigfoot in Sequoia National Park. Yes, Bigfoot is real, 100%. I don't think it was hit by a rock. There was no visible, damage to it, or nicks or scratches or anything like that. It just sounded like it was hit from the side, like just like that. So I don't know. I mean, all I heard was the noise, and really what I heard wasn't the camera hitting the ground. It was more or less the metal, the tripod that it was, sitting on. That kind of like hit the ground, and I heard the metal situation. So that's when I turn when I'm live, and I'm like, what the hell happened? I'm shocked that the camera isn't where I left it. So yeah, it sounded like it was slapped. It was definitely more than a push. And in the video that I shared last, you can see there's a lot of disturbance. A lot of disturbance to the camera. It's almost like, because the camera's got like that, like a laptop, the plastic exterior, and you can just hear it like when it's hit. And it obviously came from it seemed like the right side of the camera, the way the camera had gone. But here's the thing, like if a camera falls, I don't think it has the force to kind of just fall. It would have just kind of like fell, but it was totally flipped. Like the tripod, I mean, it was sitting, I mean, roughly, I don't know, 3 to 3.5, 4 foot high, on the stand and everything. And it was just totally, I don't know. Like the one that disappeared before your eyes when you were hunting. Yeah, that was unreal. Let me see, maybe they can creep around and do things like hit your camera. There's so many possibilities out there when people talk about frequencies and Bigfooting and crazy stuff. But this book will be given away today. Pick a number between 1 and 100. I have to keep showing this as the viewers go up. Whoever's closest to the number or hits the number will get the book. And I'll let you know by the end of this broadcast. But we were just talking about everything, some of the lights that we found in the woods, some crazy things. See, in the beginning, 5 years ago when I started doing this after some of my sightings, I thought that this was just a standard flesh and blood creature, okay? I don't know anymore. I've had some crazy things happen. Our team has had crazy things happen to make you wonder, like, what's really going on? You have to kind of question. Thanks, Tim. Sorry, I was looking at the chat, guys. I just, the craziness that has gone on in the woods. They say nature's your altered reality. I've said this time and time again. We live in suburbs and cities and towns, and we don't live in the woods for a reason. It's almost like, we evolved, they say. We came out of the woods, but I don't know what the situation with that is. But more and more things are getting, let me say, for lack of a better word, crazy. I bring other researchers and friends and people along so they can experience some of the things that we do while they're in the field. But it always seems that when we split apart is when things happen. I don't know if you've ever noticed that or had things like that happen. If you do go out and research or check things out, it's when you split apart, things tend to happen. Like I don't really know why. I can't say why, but I can tell you that that's how it goes. And sometimes you're at a loss for words. You know, you try to put all this stuff together, and look at all the theories out there right now. I mean, every time you're on a Facebook forum, every time you're on a YouTube channel, and you see all these crazy things, people talk about orbs and lights and Bigfoot and cloaking, and they're in the trees, and they're from another planet, and they live underground. Why? How did they get to that? How did they get to that conclusion? 100%. I don't understand. I mean, I have some of my own thoughts, but I don't know how they got to their own. I wish I did, because they say that your experiences dictate a portion of what you believe. You see what I'm saying? So, at some point in time, somebody's experienced some crazy things to make them believe that Bigfoot is this or Bigfoot is that, or either way, orbs are possible, especially when faces are seen in them. Right. It's funny because I have a friend of mine that runs a. I'm not going to name the site, but he runs a site, and he gets a lot of paranormal things on his site, from sky watchers to people in the woods to Bigfoot to orbs and energies and everything else. And some of the stuff you see is unreal. Like, you do see faces in those lights. I mean, yeah, they talk pareidolia, but it's more than that. They're just, some of this stuff is unreal that is being captured. And maybe they're going to talk about disclosure. I don't really know. There are stories of giants. Maybe that's what they are. The possibilities are endless. The more you learn, the bigger the rabbit hole gets. So this is what I tell people. Don't jump in. Don't slide down. Take some optics and look down the rabbit hole, because it's crazy. It's really insane. That people that don't believe in Bigfoot make a good point. Like, why don't we find the bones? Why don't we have really good, more and more evidence? Because let's face it, how many of these are broadcasts all over the place? You get these foot tracks. That's what happened. Back way up here, 17 inches. This thing's actually pretty heavy. More and more of those are shown, and it's like you get to the point, like, why am I doing this? I know they exist. I want to prove they exist, but it's like, am I doing this to get more foot tracks? Am I doing this to get more photos? Am I doing this because ultimately, what is enough evidence? What is going to break the mold, let's say? For any new viewers, giving away this book today, Grover Krantz, pick a number between 1 and 100. I've seen some of the other numbers that have been posted. If you get the number, whoever's closest to it gets this. So it's like you question yourself, like, why do I continue researching? Why don't I just stop doing it? Or why do I not stop sharing online? I don't know. There's something to it. When you start experiencing all this stuff, you can't just say, okay, I'm done. It doesn't work that way. Let's see. It would be good for everyone to get together and combine all views and evidence. I find there's a lot of backbiting going. Oh, of course. Everybody does have a different idea. It boils down to time. It really does. That's why people charge or try to make money. It boils down to time and how you have to split your time between family or your work or whatever it is, your regular life. So in Bigfooting. So when you have to split all that up, and then you want us to say, okay, well, we're going to do a podcast, or we're going to do this, because I'd love to do a podcast with a bunch of guys. All the guys that you guys get on YouTube from Utah to Colorado to all these states. If we could get like a roundtable once a month, do a really good in-depth talk about what we found for that month, so everybody could rush to one channel, that would be awesome. But it boils down to time and effort, and everybody has, per se, I guess, their own agenda, and it's like anything else. The chances of it working are slim to none. I've been preaching for it for 2 years now, but people just don't want to. Yeah, 17 inches for the casting, 7 inches at the splay, 5.5, I believe, at the ball, at the heel. From the heel to the flexation is roughly 8 inches. A lot of that could, like another guy commented, which is true. Certain things with the foot can tell you age, possibly can tell you the way the hip flexation was, a lot of things. So that's why you try to take detailed notes. Everyone thinks I'm crazy when I tell them I seen Bigfoot. 27 years later, my story has not changed. I believe you. Hello, St. Petersburg. A lot of people don't understand or can't grasp the fact that Bigfoot is real. If you really think about it, they're not supposed to be there. You have this upright being in the woods living alongside us. It's not supposed to be that way. Like I said earlier, people's experiences dictate what they believe to an extent. You know, I know what I've experienced. You know what you've experienced. Friends of mine know what they've experienced. A lot of people experience a Bigfoot or have seen something that does not make sense, right? The only way we can change people's minds is if you can tell your story more, get involved, get people out into the woods so you can maybe do your own research. But a lot of people are scared. But the chances of running into one, if you know what's going on, maybe you or your friends or whoever can experience them, because let's face it, they're curious. I was just looking at all the birds. I have like 100 seagulls. I have no idea where they came from. But anyway, recently, have I seen Bigfoot? Yes, I have. We've actually witnessed them 7 times over the last 5 years. Usually when I do a radio show or something, I'm like between 6 and 8 times, you know. But relatively up close, I'll tell you some of my stories here in a second. Hello from Naples. How are you? Pick a number between 1 and 100. I'm giving this book away. Whoever's closest or gets the number will get this book at the end of the session. Grover Krantz, good read. Grew up in Oregon, believe but never seen. You know, the birds. I'll tell people it's like a needle in a haystack. But when you're out there, it's so vast that it's even harder to find them. I researched like 12,000 acres. And that's a hell of a time to try to locate them, where they move, where they go. If they try to head off toward PA or Ohio River Valleys, it's really hard. And then you get out to the Pacific Northwest, and it's so vast. You'd have a better chance of taking a helicopter, you know, go in 200 miles and just drop off, and there you go. Because the chances of you really getting on them is hard. We have many sea monsters flying here in Florida. LOL. Hey man, I heard something or someone take a breath at the end of your video that was posted yesterday. Breathing before that, possible small touch on your camera. Did you check that out? I just replied to your quote there. What is it, Felicity? I didn't check that out yet. I'm going to check that out. I was doing this live first. Did you actually, I can't remember, did you post I think you posted the time on there, because I didn't hear the breath. Sometimes when we're editing and doing things, we're focused on other things, but I did see that, so I'm gonna have to check that out. I found a twisted and broken 5-inch cedar tree, the 3-foot mark, my friend. Look for evidence in the bush. but I'm also not wanting to find one. The thing is, when you're not wanting to find one, you will find one. God, family, and Bigfoot. That's the truth. What's up, Ozark? I seen your interview that you did. That was pretty good. I like that. Anyway, got off topic, but what else was I going to talk about? Something about the casting, but I can't really remember what I was going to tell you guys. It's really hard to get castings in New York State. Our substrate is just, it's wicked. It's brutal. We have so much leaf litter and craziness going on. So when I can get one, when I can find one, I take full advantage of it. I'm going to try to cast it or, you know, photobomb the hell out of it just to have it. But this is adding to the collection. But that's where you ask yourself, like, what am I doing this for? And do I want more prints? Do I want this? Do I want that? Or is it just my thirst for knowledge because I know they exist? It's a 17. Our biggest is 19.5 from New York here. And our smallest, well, my smallest would have been 7. But the cast ultimately, I ruined it. It was actually in a cattail section, and there was like a little culvert, and it went up the culvert, like going into the cattails. As it did that, what I had to do is, because it was on a hill, it was like on an angle. So when I did that, I had to form something around the heel to actually get the plaster to stay back so it wouldn't roll out, because it wasn't deep enough at the heel section. But the 7-inch cast, what had happened is when I put it all in there and laid it out, it kind of just oozed right out of the bottom of it. And once a cast is ruined, it's the chances of you cleaning it out and trying to do it again, it's just a no-go. Good job, huh? Yeah, the cast came out pretty good. It really did. Thanks, man. I appreciate that. What else was I going to talk about? Oh, did I share? Yeah, I shared the lights with you guys. I'll share them one more time just because everybody didn't get a chance to see them. So let me pull them up. And I want to know if you guys have captured anything like this in the field. That's the image right there. So now I can go like this and screen share with you guys. Into the tunnel you go. This photo right here. So I was sitting in the chair, and we, like I said, we were still. I had one arm on my leg, and the other arm was kind of bracing the camera. We were just lounging, and this is almost like you would take a photo, and the camera, you know, if you move the camera or something, you'd catch this type of anomaly. But I did not move the camera like that. And if you reference this tree, how it's still in its original format, and there's no like blur to it or digital blur, and all these crazy lights. I don't know. I mean, it's really odd. I've never caught anything like this before. I haven't even. I've seen some other people's stuff, but I can tell the difference between camera blur and what this is. This is definitely odd. I mean, you're not getting any splay off the tree. The tree's, you know, virtually clear. So that distinguishes differences. What do you guys think that could be? Have you seen anything like this? I mean, that's a lot of, and here's the thing too, like if somebody would try to say it's the sun, the background really, we were in the pines. So the background really, you know, the sun wasn't getting through the foliage really that great. But I think even if you move the camera and took the photo, you wouldn't be getting these sideways lights and then the circles. That means you'd have to like move the camera, turn it, circle it, take the picture, and it would have to capture it all. I don't know. It's too much, and I wasn't moving. If you go back to a couple of videos, ago, I think it was 2 videos ago, you see me, I'm like sitting in the chair and I'm like so still when I'm like taking the photo. It's not like I'm standing or freehand, you know what I mean? Casting uphill suck, dude. It really does. Any other pics at the same time? In freshman health class. What do you mean, any other pictures at the same time? Can you elaborate on that? Too much noise here. I posted a comment with the timestamp. I'm out. Let you know on the comment. Thanks, but thanks. So I'm looking for a twist effect. When they break trees or when trees are broken, standard protocol is your break and twist. You'll get that a lot. Standard breaks usually happen from wind, you know, or rot or something like that. It happens in the field. It really does. But if you're a good researcher, you can tell the difference when it's, I mean, the tree could fall and twist at the same time, but you'll see a lot of stretching in the bark when it does that, because it would have to twist and the bark would go with it, kind of like my forearm just did that, and it'll be ripped up, you know. But a lot of these just seem like they're boom, boom, and it's, I don't know, it's hard to call. But a lot of people believe that they do that. I'm trying to follow multiple aspects of this journey, and when you start expanding your knowledge, it gets unreal. So there's another thing I wanted to talk about, and it's called ITZ. Yes, ITZ. ITZ. Has anybody ever heard of that? I don't think a digital camera can overexpose either, but I'm not sure. No, I did not take any other photos that looked like that. That was when we got home, I went through the reel and that was on there. So what ITZ is, okay, so the Mayan people used to talk about this. This is some of the first recorded writings about it. It's called ITZ, ITZ. And they refer to it as sap, or the nectar in a flower. It's kind of like the earth's core energy. And that's why you have all these sacred trees across the world, or the world tree itself. But yeah, ITZ, it's. There's not many writings about it, but basically it's the way they'll call it sap or nectar, but it's the earth's energy, that the way they spell it out, that flows through everything. To me, it'd be like chloroplasts, you know, the living life of everything. And they kind of worship these trees, and the Mayan did crazy things, and they speak about it. Well, we know that Bigfoot love trees. Do they come in and out of them? I don't know. Do they live in them? I don't know. Do they stack them? I don't know. But that's what everybody seems to think, or catches on camera. Anyway, so I started thinking, you know, why are they really going toward the trees? Are they looking for this lifeblood energy? You know what I'm saying? That it's really odd, but it's called ITZ. And if you guys get a chance later, look it up, read a little bit about it, try to put it in perspective. You know, that I'm not trying to go too woo on the whole situation, and I just try to look at a logical standpoint of certain things. I mean, there's people that say they're from another planet and they're coming here. Well, if that's the case, you can have your theory and do everything you want to do with it, but why? Then why are they coming here? Tell me. Because 59 million planets and stars out there, billion, trillion, and they're going to come here? For what reason? So that's along the lines I started looking, like, why would they? If they did come from somewhere, why would they come here? If they live here and jump portals, what's the situation? Why? You know what I'm saying? Why are they here? So that's the question I'm trying to answer now. And I'm really trying to, I can't talk about that yet. Sorry. And the mystery bonuses, finding twists and tracks may also tell you dominant hand. Of course. If they love trees or live in them, why do they break them? So I started looking at trees as an electric circuit, which is crazy. Um, Trees have energy. They have that lifeblood. And if let's say they cloak, because I've seen this happen. Indians have seen this happen. People have seen this happen. So if they disappear and reappear and use tree energy and things like that, I'm looking at like an electric circuit. So it has a beginning and an end. It's a loop. You know what I'm saying? So if they take these trees and they stack them all certain ways, there's actually a writing that I have that oh man, if I had it right now, I could share it with you. They talk about stacking. In ancient times, it like meant something. And I remember the T. I do remember this. The T was something about a portal, and it was crazy. On my next one, I'll dig it out and we'll talk about that. But I didn't want to get too far off topic. I kind of forgot where I was going. But like I said, I'm trying to figure out why they're here and what they're. I'm asking different questions, not hey, is Bigfoot real or is Bigfoot fake? No, I'm past that. I'm trying to go deeper, delve deeper, expand people's minds. We don't have enough independent thinkers out there. You know, researchers and that's why I like doing live, because you guys come up with ideas and talk and. It broadens the whole spectrum, and that's what we need. We just don't have enough independent thinkers out there to figure out the whole situation. And if you just joined, pick a number between 1 and 100. If you get the number at the end of this broadcast, I'm going to be giving this book away free, Grover Krantz's book, Bigfoot, Sasquatch Evidence, or whoever's closest to the number, I should say. Yeah, Shane, we talked about that, and there is a need for sodium, it seems. I don't really know why. Trees are high in sodium, and they eat the rotted wood. There's a lot of things that people have noticed time after time after time, and it's interesting. You know, I try to share little pieces, and I'm trying to put the whole puzzle together myself, along with a bunch of other researchers as we all talk together. And but it seems that no matter where you go, you end up coming to a fork in the road, per se. And you either keep going on the flesh and blood theory, or something changes you and you start to go that way and explore these other situations. I mean, I'm just being truthful for what happens. But mostly they are healthy trees, and they could just take a branch. I mean, we don't know. I don't think, I don't recall anybody having a video of them making a structure. But I was talking about the tree energies and stuff. So could they be making like a portal? Could it be at like a high energy area where they're grabbing this from the earth? Because they're built certain ways. And the thing is, you'll see something like in Missouri that you'll see in Colorado, and you'll see something in Utah that you see in New York. It's like, how does this even happen? So they're building them kind of relatively the same, almost like a circuit. I have some ideas. I'm not going to share it yet, but that's kind of where I was going with it. Let's see. What do you think about the Big Red video? What was that? I just need a little bit more explanation on the Big Red video. A lot of times I don't get to watch everybody's videos. I try, but it's hard. When you're editing and you're living life and you're in the field and doing what you need to do, it gets crazy. I don't know. There was something else I was going to talk about. Kind of just slipped my mind, though. I'm just waiting for him, Howie, to reply to the Big Red vid. Have any of you guys seen this, the Big Red video? Anyway, I haven't. Pretty soon, I was gonna start giving away a couple of my casts because my collection's getting unreal. Of these 17-inch and 19-inch foot tracks. But I know a lot of viewers would like that, you know, have things that they, you know, if they can't get in the field, certain things. But for today, it's the book giveaway. What's up, NC Outdoors? Possibly with baby mother laying on back. I have not seen that. I think somebody was just talking to me this morning about that, but I'm gonna have to check it out. Wasn't that in New York? That was in Beacon, New York, or something. Somebody was just talking about that. I don't know if it's the same one. Oh, Timber Giants video. No, I didn't. I didn't see that. I'll have to check that out. But there was another thing that was brought to my attention. Okay, so I'm watching TV and my weatherman's talking about issues with the sun, and he said, you know, there's. He didn't say issues. He said some other word. I can't remember off the top of my head, but disturbances with the sun. So the first week of July, possibly look for northern lights. Well, we all know that if there's disturbances with the sun, if you're going to say solar flares or whatever, okay, we have a magnetosphere on the earth and it's going to affect it, and you're going to see northern lights. Well, I started thinking, a lot of people talk about sun and energy, and people talk about Bigfoot's coming from other places, and isn't it kind of odd that we're going to have these disturbances from the sun, which affect, you know, everything, life, solstice, the whole 9 yards. And usually July is the highest and most active time across the globe for Bigfooting and evidence and so on and so forth. So does that tie in? Who knows? I mean, that's why I have to look into megalithic structures and all kinds of different things and try to tie up loose ends. Let me see. I'll buy a Bigfoot print any day. Sorry, did I freeze, or was it just Vicky's? Anyway, guys, like I said, put your numbers up here real quick. Spit them out there. That way I can see them all. And what I'm going to do is let you know who's the closest, and you'll be giving me your address, and I'll be shipping you this Grover Krantz book. It's pretty interesting. He is an anthropologist, and there's there's a lot of good stuff in here. So I know you'll enjoy it. As long as you get those numbers up there, spit them all out so I can at least pick the winner now. Yeah, solar flares. I don't think there's solar flares, though. I think there's more things going on. I just didn't want to add any new viewers because I was going to share my number, the number that I picked. So if you can post all your numbers, or hopefully it didn't freeze. See, everybody got frozen. That is weird. I'm glad you're back. Here come the numbers. Keep them coming. We could talk about a Bigfoot print, Jay. Ryan Reading on Facebook. And I will sign it. Yes, I can do that for you. Here come the numbers. Okay, more and more numbers, okay. Sorry about the freeze, guys. Yes, Vicky did buy a t-shirt. Thank you, Vicky. Okay, I'm waiting to see everybody's numbers because I'm going to let you know who the winner is of the book. I seen some numbers. I didn't see all 25, though. Well, all you got to do is pick a number and share it right now. And once I have everybody's numbers, tell you who the winner is. Yeah, Shane, July is always good. And it seems that across Bigfooting in general, it's good. I hope I'm not lagging. Well, I see more numbers coming. All you're doing is picking a number between 1 and 100. And whoever's closest to the number that's right here gets the book. I'm just making sure everybody had their fair chance to get the number out. I didn't say do multiple numbers. Okay, so I'll give you the number, and I probably missed it, but the number's 21. The lucky number is 21. So whoever was closest to number 21, or if somebody had the number 21, you'll get the book. So do we have a winner? Who's closest to 21? Thanks, Lindy. I know you guys, somebody's close to number 21. Who had 21, or who had closest to it anyway? That's your winner. Number 21. Let's see. I don't know who's closest to it, but if you picked it, let me know. Whoever was closest to 21. Janet is? Sheila? What were their numbers? If somebody had 24, that was probably the closest. But number 21 is your lucky number. Must be J. Janet. I think she got frozen. Let's see. I'll scroll back through. 11. I'm just scrolling back through now to see. Okay. I see an 11. 30, 75, 59. 8, 43, 24. Sheila has number 24. Sheila Lee Dom, number 24. Yes, Sheila. Sheila is the winner. Yes. Can you do me a favor, Sheila, since you have won this book? If you can message me on Facebook or email me, my email is double2012@gmail.com. That's DOUBLE 2012@gmail.com. And congratulations. And that way I can get your address and get that shipped out to you sometime next week. Sheila is the winner of the book. You're back now. The lucky number was 21, and Sheila had 24. So yes, she has won. I hope it's a she, because some people have different names. So I'm sorry. And whoever was interested, in purchasing a cast or something like that, let me know. Not that I want to do it, but I have an abundance that are starting to accumulate, and I'll, you know, definitely do something along those lines. All right, guys, I'm going to head out of here. I appreciate all that. I know we froze a little bit. Okay, Sheila, make sure you message me. I'm going to head out of here. I'll get you that book once you get me the address. If you're interested in t-shirts, let me know. And if you're interested in the cast that we talked about, she stated she wanted one. I think that was Janet. You can message me too. Later, guys.